What's up, guys? Thomas Mott here. Welcome into the Thomas Mott Show on a Friday. Did you enjoy football last night? I know I did. It was kind of fun seeing an NFC team that could be a threat to Philadelphia in the future get absolutely waxed. More on that in just a little bit. But today's video is a little bit interesting. You know, all the hype that we have had surrounding the Philadelphia Eagles this offseason has been kind of inside the Eagles circle, right? Really, only Eagle fans, Eagle reporter, Eagle writers have mentioned, hey, this could be an actual Super Bowl team. And that's built up, the moves for the draft, A.J. Brown and all the, progress we've seen from this roster to the point that recently actual national reporters started talking about Philadelphia being Super Bowl favorites, but it still kind of gets poo-pooed a little bit. I wanted to jump on here as a reporter, I would say, and as an Eagle fan as well, and give you why I think Philadelphia can win the Super Bowl. This is to help you, the Eagle fan, go to your non-Eagle fans and be like, hey, I know that there's a lot of hype around us right now. I know that you, the non-Eagle fan, don't believe in us in Philadelphia. Here's why Philadelphia can actually win the Super Bowl. I think there are some legit, actual, real-world reasons why Philadelphia can go ahead and hoist the Vince Lombardi Trophy this season. Now, before we start, let's just preface this. There's no guarantee Philadelphia's going to win the Super Bowl. There's no guarantee they're going to win the East. There's no guarantee they're going to make the playoffs. There's zero guarantee there. All we can do is speculate and based on what we see currently on the roster. And I just want to preface that. I'm not guaranteeing it. I'm explaining why they can 100% win the Super Bowl. Before we start, quickly, I want to thank everyone who has subscribed over the past 24 hours. A lot of new people have joined the Thomas Mott Show. I appreciate you. Welcome. I want to preface, this is not the normal studio. I have an at-home studio that's way cooler. If you go back to my previous videos, you can see that. I'm on the road right now. I'm traveling. This is my mobile setup. So it's going to look a lot better. Don't worry. I like the picture behind me. But still, it looks a lot better and will when we get back to the studio on Monday. So just know if you're a new subscriber, I appreciate you. Welcome. But this is not how it's going to look, in the end. All right, enough about me talking. Let's just jump into the beginning. Let's just lay the groundwork right now for what is going on in terms of being Super Bowl, not favorites, but have a chance to actually make it to the Super Bowl. Let's go to the SI.com betting article. Here are your current Super Bowl odds. Now, these change, so it can be up and down a little bit, but look at where the betting people, as I like to call them, Vegas has Philadelphia right now. Obviously, the Bills plus 600, you saw that last night, pretty obvious they should be the favorites. Bucks at plus 700, then Chiefs, then Rams, then Packers, then Niners, then Chargers, then Broncos, then Ravens, then Cowboys, and right there tied with the Dallas Cowboys is Philadelphia. So, they definitely have a chance, according to Vegas, to win the Super Bowl, but it's not a high chance. It's not a Chiefs chance. It's not a Bills chance. It's not a Packers chance. It's sitting right now at plus 1,800, which shows you that some people believe they can, but not everybody believes 100% that they can. But I think there are a couple of really good reasons why Philadelphia should be able to go ahead and make the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl this year. And the very, very first reason, I think, and the one that is most important, is the NFC is not that great. And let's be very, very clear about this. The NFC, as it currently stands, is the weaker conference versus the AFC. All of the great football teams are in the AFC right now. And as you go through the rest of the NFC teams, let's just do it right now. They all have massive, massive issues. They all have flaws. I mean, seriously, Dallas right now. Dallas has a very, lackluster offensive line. They have aging running backs. They only have one good wide receiver. Their defense is nothing to go ahead and write home about. Dallas has a ton of problems. Dallas is not a Super Bowl caliber football team right now, unless Dak Prescott goes, Joe Burrow LSU type of year, like the greatest quarterback year of all time. Dallas by no means has a real shot to win the Super Bowl this year. Green Bay, very much a favorite right now in the NFC. Very much, what a lot of people would say is a very good football team, and they are. But make no mistake, they have injuries on the offensive line. They lost their number one receiver. Aaron Rodgers is going to be thrown to a bunch of nobodies. I mean, literally, a rookie from North Dakota State and Alan Lazard are your two best receivers right now in Green Bay. The defense is good, but Aaron Rodgers chokes in the playoffs almost every single year, so why should they be Super Bowl favorites in the NFC? The Vikings are interesting, but it's Kirk Cousins. That's enough said about that. Tampa Bay, the fact that they're the number 2 team right now in terms of the best Super Bowl odds makes no sense. I respect the heck out of Brady. I know we hate Brady in Philadelphia land. I respect him. He's the GOAT. He's great. But he's 45 years old. They have, a Pillsbury Doughboy as a running back in Leonard Fournette. They have no one on the offensive line right now. And the defense lost people and didn't get a lot better, especially on the interior, losing JPP and Ndamukong Suh. They are by no means a favorite right now in the NFC. I would take Philadelphia over them in a head-to-head matchup on a neutral field right now, and I would bet money on it. Philadelphia's roster is way, way better. I don't want to talk about the Saints, Falcons, or Panthers. No shot there. The Rams you saw last night. We'll talk more about this later on in my national story to end today's video. The Rams are a mess. The Rams' offensive line got absolutely worked by the Bills. Yes, the Bills are great. I recognize the Bills are probably Super Bowl favorites in the AFC, but the Rams no longer have OBJ. Allen Robinson looked like an absolute waste of money in terms of a number 2 wide receiver. Yes, Cooper Kupp is really good, but other than Kupp, what do they have? Higbee's not a scary tight end. They don't have running backs. They don't even trust Cam Akers to be their number 1 running back, and the defense is looking a little old. Bobby Wagner looks old. They lost, Von Miller from a pass rush perspective, so it's just Aaron Donald. Jalen Ramsey got worked last night. Their safeties are okay. The Rams are not going to repeat based on what we saw last night. Still early, but I digress. Arizona's not going to have DeAndre Hopkins for the first half of the season. Kyler has to have him to be successful. Statistics show that. There's a new Call of Duty launching in October. Kyler stinks after that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Google it. And Cliff Kingsbury is a very strange coach. Finally, San Francisco, who I would think is the biggest threat to Philadelphia in the entire NFC, is dealing with a very, very young quarterback and a very much unknown quarterback in Trey Lance, to the point that they kept his backup quarterback that he replaced and paid Jimmy Garoppolo a ton of money just to keep the guy there because they don't believe in Trey Lance. So as we get into this video and as we get into this show today, talking about why Philadelphia can win the Super Bowl, or at least make it there, the NFC is not stacked. It is not that good this year, and Philadelphia's roster, honestly, if you're being totally genuine with yourself, you go through team by team, our roster matches up with every single one of these teams, if not better, in the NFC. All right, let's move over here to the next reason why Philadelphia 100% should go ahead and actually have a chance at winning the Super Bowl this year and could win the Super Bowl this year. This defense, we go to the ESPN depth chart on your screen right now. This defense is loaded. This is the most loaded defense Philadelphia has ever had, really, in my entire history. You can go back to, I was born in 96. I'm young. You can go back to, the 2003 Super Bowl team, 2004 Super Bowl team. They were really, really good, but are they as good as what we're looking at right now? I don't think so. Just look at this, right? The defensive line alone is elite. This is the best defensive line, or a top 3 defensive line in the National Football League. You got Cox, you got Hargrave, you have Graham the veterans, then you have Josh Sweat coming off a Pro Bowl alternate year, Milton Williams, Jordan Davis, Teron Jackson, Derek Barnett, not to mention Hassan Reddick, who's a double-digit sack guy every single year, now coming off the edge. The D-line is stacked. The linebackers are vastly improved. Everybody agrees that TJ Edwards is going to have his breakout year, and Kazir White was an absolute steal from the Chargers. They're fine at linebacker. Corners, you have 2 Pro Bowlers. Literally 2 Pro Bowlers. You have James Bradbury and Darius Slay, both of which are considered Pro Bowl number 1 cornerbacks in the National Football League and are going to be very, very good this year. And finally, you now have a young, up-and-coming hammer layering guy, there, and Marcus Epps and C.J. Gardner-Johnson, who can get in the head of any receiver. This defense is the most stacked and more loaded than any defense right now in the NFC. I would take them over any other defense in the NFC. If you didn't take them in your fantasy league, you're crazy. This defense alone is a great reason why Philadelphia should 100% be able to go ahead and win a Super Bowl. The next reason, let's just keep going down the list right here. This is a very, very simple one. The next overall reason is Philadelphia's season, or I should say Philadelphia's schedule, is incredibly lackluster. It is not that good. You are not playing anybody scary the entire year, to the point that you should have at least a 1 or 2 seed, maybe even the 1 seed, and have a first-round bye. Look at these teams. Detroit, the Vikings, the Commanders, the Jaguars, the Cardinals, the Cowboys, the Steelers, the Texans, Commanders, Colts, Packers, Titans. Where are the good teams? I'll show you, okay? Packers are a good football team, sure. Colts are a good football team, sure. Other than that, which of these teams actually scares you? Maybe Minnesota week 2, because they're talented offensively, not good on the back end defensively, but maybe Minnesota week 2. Sure, Dallas will be a little bit of a struggle, but overall, this entire schedule, to me, is a piece of cake. And Philadelphia should win double-digit games. Philadelphia should win 12 games of the schedule. I said 12-5 in my schedule breakdown on the Thomas Mott Show a couple of days ago. Check that one out. They should win these games. And again, if this is everything going in the right direction, everything going correctly, they should 100% go ahead and win these football games. They should possibly have a chance at a first-round bye. And if they have a first-round bye, they are 100% going to be having a real chance to win a Super Bowl, because you only got to win 2 games to get there, right? Your divisional round game and the NFC Championship game as well. Finally, and this is the one that I think that a lot of people will push back on, and this is one where people are going to say the main reason why Philadelphia is not going to go ahead and win a Super Bowl, it's because of Jalen Hurts. And listen, I understand that. I cannot tell you that Jalen Hurts is going to be a Pro Bowl quarterback this year. I think he is, but I cannot go ahead and sit back and guarantee that Jalen Hurts is 100% going to be, the quarterback and the guy. He's shown flashes. He apparently has improved dramatically during this offseason. Everything you want to hear about Jalen Hurts is true. But here's what I do know about Jalen Hurts. This football team, most notably this front office, is in on Jalen Hurts. Do you genuinely believe if they thought internally, behind closed doors, that Jalen Hurts stunk and was never going to be good, that they would invest this heavily in this roster. Like, think about that. Would they have literally gone this far and gone this hard to get Hassan Reddick, and to go ahead and get Cam Jurgens, and to get A.J. Brown, and to bring in Devontae Smith last year, and to do everything, James Bradbury on the backside, Kazir White, to do everything they possibly could to put this team in a winning situation? If they didn't believe in Jalen Hurts, why would you do this? Because it's a waste. I mean, literally, it's a waste. You had 3 first-round draft picks this year. You could have, drafted more for the future. You didn't need to trade for A.J. Brown, but instead, they would not only trade it for A.J. Brown is Jalen Hurts' best friend. That's exactly the one guy that Jalen Hurts wanted. You think they talked beforehand? 100% they did. This team is all in. If this team was not all in on Jalen Hurts, then I can sit back and say, hey, we're still going to be good because the roster, as we saw, is stacked, but there's just no way that they're actually going to win a Super Bowl this year because they don't believe in Jalen Hurts. Trust me, they do. And again, does that mean Hurts is going to be good this year? No, there's no guarantee. I have no idea. But the reasons for Philadelphia being a Super Bowl favorite and why they can win a Super Bowl this year are not far-fetched. It's not fairyland. I'm not making things up here. Everything I just listed is 100% true. And even if you're an unbiased, onlooker from 10,000 feet, you should be able to understand that Philadelphia 100% should be a Super Bowl favorite this year and should be one of the beasts in the NFC and a powerhouse in the National Football League and a team that you would be absolutely scared to game plan against from both an offensive and defensive perspective. So we'll see. What do you guys think? Do you really believe Philadelphia can win the Super Bowl this year? Am I just talking out of my you-know-what? Am I totally wrong on this? Where are you guys at in your confidence for Philadelphia? Guys, I think a lot of us are excited, but I think a lot of us are still hesitant. But I want to know, are you confident like I am that Philadelphia can win a Super Bowl this year? Do you think that I'm right in what I'm saying here? If I'm not, I want to interact. Go down in the comment section. It's always fun on the Thomas Mott Show to interact with you guys. And I read every single comment. I really do. And I try to answer every single question that you guys have. So let me know as you guys always do. All right, quickly before we go ahead and end, I want to mention our national story, the Bills versus the Rams yesterday. Not going to focus on Buffalo. They look great. They're scary, right? Buffalo is Buffalo. The Rams last night looked horrific. And this is not just a first game, a little bit rusty, a little bit of jitters. Stafford looked terrible. He has the elbow issues. That's a question mark big time. The defense got worked. Is Ramsey a number 1 cornerback anymore? I know it's early, but I'm not sure. Wagner looked old. Their pass rush without Von Miller looked bad. They have no running game. 52 yards total, 0 running game, and Cam Akers did nothing. And besides Cooper Kupp, they have no weapons that scare you. Higbee, I guess Henderson, Allen Robinson had 1 catch for 12 yards. The Rams, the defending Super Bowl champs, many people's pick to come out of the NFC, have major, major flaws. And as I mentioned earlier, the NFC is not that great. The Rams are a great example of that. I think the Rams are going to get beat up in their own division and struggle to win the division and probably go ahead and be a wild card team in the end. So, fun game last night. I like to mention national stuff here on the Thomas Mott Show to kind of mix in some other NFL storylines. But I think the Rams, I would be full panic mode if I was a Rams fan for watching that game. I know it's only 1, but I'd be 100% full panic mode because that was not pretty and really scary, and I think they have a lot more holes than people realize. All right, that's it for today on the Thomas Mott Show. I want to have some fun. And are they going to win a Super Bowl? I don't know, but I sure hope they do. And we're going to talk about it, and we're going to cover the NFL and the Eagles and the rest of the stuff here on the Thomas Mott Show going forward. So if you appreciate it, go down below and subscribe. Give the video a thumbs up, and stay tuned because we're getting ready for the Lions game. I know I'm wearing Detroit Lions colors today, but it's not a Lions shirt. It says Hawaii on it. But ignore that. We're anti-Lions this weekend. I don't care if you like them on Hard Knocks. We're rooting against them. Hopefully they lose. We'll obviously be talking about that coming up on some future shows. This has been the Thomas Mott Show. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you guys in the next one.